We have a brand new filing in this Dominion Fox lawsuit. It has bombshell revelations. This is what you've seen on your screen. If you've been watching MSNBC, we've been waiting on the filing. We now have it. Our producers are pouring through it. Our experts are standing by. Rupert Murdoch, under oath, says something that may sound obvious, and yet you have to remember it's the exact opposite of what Fox, at least some of its hosts and many of its guests, were presenting at the time on the road to what became a violent insurrection. Under oath in the new filing, Murdoch exposed for admitting the election was not stolen. He knew that. And when it came to the factors of why they did what they did, which this voting company alleges is defamation to the tune of $1.6 billion, well, Murdoch says no one, quote, wants Trump as an enemy. We're pouring through this. We're going to continue to cover this. This is one of those breaking news nights, but I want to bring in our experts right now. A former federal prosecutor, Renato Mariotti, who has an understanding of exactly how these kind of depositions and interviews work, and Che Komanduri, a political strategist, veteran of 3 presidential campaigns, including the Obama campaign, on the political side of the role Fox plays. Che, I want to get to you soon on how much has been exposed about this link, that Fox was really functioning more like a teammate than any independent operator. But Renato, first, your reaction to what Murdoch was forced to sort of concede under oath.
I think that in many ways is the whole ballgame. You have the person who owns Fox saying, we know this is false. And yet we know already, he admitted elsewhere, his hosts were pushing a false story. And, you know, we've talked before about how high the standard is in the First Amendment context. You need actual malice. You need to show that they knew that something was false or that you had reckless disregard for the truth. Almost an impossible burden to meet, and they've met it here. You literally have the man who owns Fox saying this is false.
Let me slow you down, because you're reminding us that sometimes what's a big deal in court is what out-of-court people would call duh. Duh, Trump lost the election. Duh, people oriented towards the facts. Whatever you think of Rupert Murdoch, he has worked with facts and business and numbers his whole life, knew that to be the case. So, duh, he knew that. And yet what you're reminding us, and I want you to build on this, Renato, is that the new filing out tonight, and we're still, I mean, I've got it. We're going through it, and our team is going through it. But the new filing, you're saying, has a out-of-court duh that's actually what? Incriminating in the trial that could help them potentially win this trial?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think it's something that's going to get you past a motion for summary judgment, which is so important. You know, ordinarily in a case like this, if you told me, okay, you know, you're going to sue a media personality, or you're going to sue a news network for covering a story of an interest of, you know, there was something regarding public concern, I'd say, okay, very uphill battle, very difficult to do. I view this almost already like a confession sort. You know, you may say, well, of course this man murdered his wife. Well, it's one thing to say, oh, yeah, come on. It's another thing to say, proof beyond a reasonable doubt. We have his confession. He confesses to doing it. And that's really how I regard this. You have the man who owns Fox News saying, we knew this was false. And then, of course, he admits his hosts were pushing the story. It's very, very difficult for Fox to overcome.
Yeah, I want to do one more legal with you, and then we'll come to Che. And I want to be transparent with viewers. Nicole was covering this. This is a case that's only gotten hotter as it's gone forward. The kind of stuff that we here in our newsroom and our producers on the beat are going through is this kind of stuff, and it runs over 300 pages, this filing. And just to read off some of these highlights here, Renato, some of the stuff is familiar because we knew there was a Murdoch deposition. Some of it looks new. I don't have all of it, but again, this is how it works when we do breaking news, Renato. You have Bartiromo's interview with Steve Bannon. So that's a public item that is traditional evidence. But then you have things like email from Rupert Murdoch to Suzanne Scott regarding Steve Bannon. I'm curious what you think as we make sense of all this, of what these Dominion lawyers have been able to do. They've clearly drawn some blood. They haven't won the case yet. I've been clear with viewers. There's a whole process here, and defamation cases are hard to win. But, Renato, when you see the lawyers here and what we're combing through, they say, oh, here's the public story. You gave Bannon airtime, and he, by the way, is now convicted for defying Congress in the Jan 6 probe and facing other trials. So that's who he is legally. Here's the public thing everyone could watch. And now, oh, here's a high-level email that, but for this case, we would never see from Murdoch to the Fox chief. What are they going after when they get into this stuff?
Well, I think what they're trying to show is that Fox ultimately was on the Republicans team and on the Trump team. I mean, that's really, and I know that, he's going to talk about this in a minute, but I really, when I was pouring through this, just the minutes before this, I mean, this literally came out 15 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. I've been pouring over it just like you've been, Ari. One thing that really struck me, a very similar example, is Tucker Carlson has a text exchange with somebody. It's unknown who that person is, but that person is going back and forth with Tucker Carlson saying, yeah, there may have been some voter fraud, some little nuggets here or there, but nothing that could have swung the course of the election. Telling that to Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, is still pushing conspiracy theories about this stuff or making insinuations about that. And it's showing that knowledge, but that person is basically going back and forth with Tucker as if they're basically on the same team, as if essentially Tucker is a PR mouthpiece for that person's agenda. It seemed like somebody connected to the Trump campaign.
Right. And as you say, in court, this goes to, did they know it was false? That's one plank. And were they basically malicious or had reckless disregard? As I've told viewers, those are high bars for good reason. And we protect everyone at Fox, from Carlson to Bret Baier, to state their good faith opinions, share their ideas. But it is not constitutionally allowed under the rules of this country to use these platforms, this power, to knowingly and maliciously defame people for many obvious reasons. In this case, there was business as well as democracy and safety repercussions. Che is going to become the Godot of this segment because, Che, I'm going to hold you out a little longer. We're going to wait for you a little longer because I told viewers, our team at The Beat here, our producers are going through this, and through our fact-checking, we have more from it. So I'm going to read from that to Renato on the legal side. So, Che, just hang in there. This is an element we have right now. Quote, the election was not stolen. That's what Murdoch, as a witness there, says. And this is in the new filing here from moments ago. Not stolen. He admits that Trump was basically being a sore loser. Murdoch also notes he voted by mail because he was out of the country during the election. And at this top level, Renato, some of these details go to the idea that you just mentioned that Mr. Carlson and others are out here lying about what happened on the 6th. But the story that keeps emerging in each of these filings, the new one, which I have pieces from, and the old ones, which we scoured, is that this wasn't a close call. This wasn't Bush v. Gore and someone says, hey, something happened over in Tallahassee, and reporters look into it. And you know what? It didn't happen in Tallahassee, but you looked into it to check, right? Just like I've had Matt Gaetz on, and some of what he says may not check out, but we're having a good faith reporting process. What keeps coming through, Renato, and I'm curious what you think this will do in court or with the jury, is the idea that this wasn't even in bounds. Murdoch and others were voting by mail because they didn't think there was any credence to that conspiracy theory. They all privately tore down Sidney Powell. We have some new information here where Tucker did what we know he already did in previous texts, which is say this person is bananas, and then give them a platform. And then Fox at a corporate level rebroadcasts, re-airs that after they've been put on notice that it was false and allegedly defamatory. What does that do in a case like this, Renato?
Well, I think that's really the whole ball game. I mean, really the hard part of the defamation suit, there's multiple challenges, okay? So one of them is proving damages, although here in Dominion, in the case of Dominion, obviously it's going to damage their voting machine operations if officials across the country have to deal with the public that doesn't believe that their products are fair and that they can have a fair election using their software. But putting all of that to the side, I think the main issue is always proving that you knew that this was false. You had a reckless disregard for the truth. And there's just so much here. I mean, another piece of it, to go to what Murdoch was saying, you're talking about Murdoch's bad faith. There's a email where he says it's very difficult if you're behind in all these states to come back from that. It's very difficult to be crying foul if you're losing in all of these different states. And he lists Arizona and Pennsylvania, all these states. Well, he knew that. So he's saying that in an email. He knew that this was very difficult to overturn. And yet, he nonetheless was allowing this to go forward on his platform. And it's just hard because Rupert Murdoch ultimately is responsible for what's occurring on his television network. That's just very difficult for them to overcome.
Yeah, and Renato, you know your way around a courtroom. You're telling us some of this stuff rises to the level of the winning evidence or the smoking gun evidence. I will repeat what I've said before. Fox denies all of the wrongdoing, and they claim, although frankly, some of the facts here don't match this, but their defense is these were newsworthy claims from big newsworthy people, including the outgoing president, so they had to, quote, report on it. That's their side. We've also extended opportunities to them if they want to come on and join. Some have referred to you, Che, as the Godot of this segment, waiting. Was it not 50 Cent who said he'd been patiently waiting for a track to explode on in his first album?
Right.
That's you now. You've been patient. Your thoughts on all the above, and on the political side, these are backroom, high-level dealings that almost never come out about any company in America, media or otherwise. The suit has forced them out. What are you seeing here?
Well, I know we have a long way to go with this lawsuit, but based on this breaking news and everything that we've seen, this feels to me like a watershed moment, not just for American media, but really for American politics. The conservative movement for 50 years has basically operated like this. They've created, a reality distortion field. That's a phrase from the TV show Star Trek. It was used to describe Donald Trump, Steve Jobs, etc. These aliens in Star Trek created this reality distortion field where you walked into it and you were in an illusion. And what the conservative movement has done for 50 years, going back to direct mail in the 70s, talk radio in the 80s, Fox News in the 90s, on to today with Breitbart, things that they're pushing on Facebook, Twitter, etc., and social media, is they've created a reality distortion field. And what we're seeing, I feel for the first time, is the illusion of Donald Trump winning the 2020 election is running into the reality of the Dominion lawsuit. They were so arrogant in believing that they could maintain this reality distortion field forever. And they've certainly maintained it for like decades at this point. That for the first time, you're seeing that field being turned off. The illusion is running out of steam, and we're seeing the reality finally set in.